Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum. It's me, Day, Jana. Good day. We're going to cover on Monroe motivated sequence, a simple outline, alright, for teaching as well as persuasive assessment. Alright, so let's embark into this journey together. Okay, Monroe motivated sequence. Motivated sequence is actually a five-step progressive method of persuasion developed by Alan Monroe in the mid 30s. All right. So one day, Alan realized that because when we somehow talk about pitching, we always realize that pitching is somehow related to sales, right? So Alan decided to create this mono-motivated sequence by applying whatever ideas in doing sales into a presentation whereby you can somehow persuade people to believe in your stance. Okay, so this method is used to encourage people to take action as well as to prime your audience to make immediate change. Alright, so Monroe motivated sequence is seen in many real life situations. For example, infomercials and sales pitches, like I mentioned just now. Alright, when using this, it is important to have a passionate, confident, and extemporaneous delivery. Why I say so is because you are actually persuading people to believe in your stance. Hence, you need to be very passionate in order to enhance the ideas, and then once they listen to your ideas, they will somehow give you the attention, and at the end of the day use all the ideas that you have mentioned previously in order to improve their life, for example. All right. Okay. So there are five steps in Monroe motivated sequence. If you could see, the first one is attention. All right. And then the second one is need. And we have satisfaction. We have visualization as well as call to action. All right. So we are going to look at the first step in Monroe motivated sequence. Monroe motivated sequence, which is attention. Alright. Oh, sorry. Too fast. Attention, okay? Alright. So the attention getter is the first thing your audience will hear in every speech or presentation. You have somehow submitted, the task for attention getter. I have watched your video and I love it. And you have done this during your first assessment. It's going to happen the same for this second assessment, whereby you need to grab the attention of your audience. All right, once your audience has been interested to listen more to your presentation, then inshallah they will somehow listen from the beginning until the end, and will get something from your presentation. All right. So, like I mentioned just now, when we talk about attention getter, you should somehow grab your audience attention and make them want to listen to you as the speaker. All right. So there are a few examples that you could somehow use in order to grab your in order to grab your audience attention. Mashallah. Attention. All right, the first one is use of a story. Okay, fact, quote, engaging questions as well as statistic. So I believe that most of you you are that familiar with all of these, because you have somehow submitted the assessment last week. All right. Okay, so when we somehow talk about attention, all right, when we somehow talk about attention, what are the things that you need to put into your mind is, you need to consider your audience, you need to consider your topic, all right, when trying to figure out which you should use in your speech. I mean, the types of attention getter, you need to think about your audience, okay? I believe that I have given this example before. You need to understand, you need to know your audience. Might be what you can do is to ask them question beforehand. All right, For example, if you would like to present about a romance movie, but the thing is most of your audience is actually they somehow love action movies, so your audience is not going to be that excellent because they could not somehow grab your audience attention to listen to your movie review, for example. Okay, so what you can do is to always ask question, all right, beforehand, so that you will somehow get something from the audience, all right. Okay, so now we are moving to the second step, which is need, all right. Okay, so need, I'm really sorry for that. Okay, indeed. All right, after you have given your audience attention, you need to explain the issue at hand. Definitely, when it comes to Monroe motivated sequence, it is about to persuade your audience to believe in your stance. Once you have the stance, your stance is actually an issue. Hence, you need to explain the issue to your audience. All right, you need to explain the issue to your audience. What you can do is to always ask question, is there a problem? All right, when you choose for the topic, you need to ask you yourself regarding to the topic that you have chosen, is there a problem? All right, is there a need for change? If you can somehow answer these two questions, then you may proceed with the topic. If not, then you may need to change the topic. All right, and then once you have somehow asked these two questions, all right, you are going to tell the audience what the problem is and explain why it is a problem. Okay, again, ask yourself, all right, you have chosen the topic. Once you have once you have the topic in your mind, you are going to ask you yourself, is there a problem? All right, is there a need for change? And then once you have answered the question, you may need to inform the audience what the problem is and explain why it is a problem. All right. Okay, so uh, once you have somehow completed these two stages, all right, you have informed the audience what the problem is and explain why it is a problem. You need to also explain to the audience that this problem may impact them and how severe this problem is. All right, okay, you are going to consider your audience as one of the problem in your issue. So you need to find a topic that is close to your audience. Again, get to know your audience. All right, get to know your audience, ask questions beforehand so that you will somehow present effectively. All right. Okay, now we're moving to the next step, which is satisfaction. All right. Once you have explained the issue to your audience, you must somehow present, mashallah, you must somehow present them with a solution to the problem. Okay, you have the issue, now you're going to solve the issue, definitely, correct? All right, so what is the solution to my problem or need, or what is the solution to the problem or need? How am I going to accomplish it? All right, these two questions, you must answer these two questions. What is the solution to the problem? Okay, all right, what is the solution to the problem and how am I going to accomplish it? All right, so in need, okay, you are going to ask you yourself question, is there a problem and is there a need for change? Now in satisfaction column, you are going to somehow answer these two questions. What is the solution to my problem or need and how am I going to accomplish it? All right, okay. All right, so the other two questions that you need to also consider, what are the steps to the solution? What do we need to consider to reach the solution? Sorry, there is no question mark there. What are the steps to the solution? What do we need to consider to reach the solution? All right. Okay, so now we're moving to the next step, which is visualization. All right. Okay, before that, in satisfaction, you need to make sure that this section is a clear step-by-step plan of the solution. You need to plan your solution. All right, you need to plan. That's why the question is, what are the steps to the solution? You have the problem, you have the issue. Now you are going to somehow solve the problem. Hence, it is good for you to have step-by-step solution. All right, the solution itself may be complex, so make sure to make it as easy as it could. All right, so that you can somehow establish the understanding between you and the audience. All right, the audience could understand your satisfaction column very well. Okay, now we're moving to the next what does it call, to the next step. All right, visualization. Okay, so at this point your audience should be engaged, understand the problem and know how to reach a solution. Since you have informed them about the issue, and you have somehow tell them that this will impact them, blah blah blah, and you have somehow come up with a solution. All right, now your audience should be engaged, understand the problem and know how to reach a solution. They can visualize, they can imagine themselves. That's why we call this step as visualization. All right, you can somehow explain to your audience how much better life is going to become when the solution is applied. All right, to the problem. Okay, you are, because in visualization you would like your audience to visualize, to imagine what will happen next. Hence, you are going to explain how much better life is going to become when the solution is applied to the problem. And please make sure to focus on the benefit, because we understand that everyone loves everything that can benefit them. Correct? Alright, so now we are moving to the next step, which is call to action. Alright, call to action is actually the final step in Monroe's motivated sequence. It comes at the very end of your conclusion, and it will be the last thing your audience hears in your speech conclusion. Okay, you will want to urge your audience to take action, all right now, to fix this problem. Hence it comes the ideas of being passionate, remember. So you will want to urge your audience to take action right now to fix this problem. What can your audience do right now to help support the solution? You are talking about things that happen right now, and you want them to take the action right now. So what can your audience do right now to help support the solution? Okay, so make sure this is simple, easy and immediate task. You need to do the work for your audience. Don't be lazy, because you want your audience to understand what should they do. Hence, it is always your work to provide with the ideas and everything. Don't be lazy. Okay. All right. Okay, so these are the good example that I have somehow found as well. All right, so some good example of call to action could be passing out a flyer. Definitely you can always pass a flyer to your audience. Definitely we are actually in ODL because of this pandemic. You can somehow share link to your audience, all right, in Google Meet, and then they can click and they can somehow save the flyer on themselves. All right, and then might be you can somehow ask your audience to sign a petition you brought in. All right, it is depending on your topic chosen, and darling, it is depending on your topic chosen. All right, and then you can also ask your audience to further educate themselves by providing a link to a website, because you would like them to make the move right now. So you are going to provide everything to them so that they can somehow gain additional information. All right, you do the work, they will get something from you. Okay, all right. So the key is that this must focus on the present day, not 5 or 10 years down the road. Please, darling, we would like to call to action. We would like to make this move now. All right. You need to focus on the present day, not 5 or 10 years down the road. All right. So that's all, darling. That's all. Thank you very much. I have also uploaded one video that I found in YouTube. Alright, that will be an additional knowledge for you. Please watch the video. Alright, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. So thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.